Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. So, disdain basically means ignore. If you can't have something, it doesn't exist to you. That's the best way to get revenge. It could be a person, it could be a food that, maybe there's a food that's only served in like a small island in the Caribbean and you can't get there right now. Well, it doesn't even exist, okay? Just imagine that. By acknowledging a petty problem, you give it existence and credibility. So, let's say there's a small petty problem, you get a flat tire. You know you have everything to fix it, or you call someone up to fix it, okay? Hey, come fix my tire. But if you're complaining about it, oh man, my tire's blown out, like, my tire's flat. It causes you stress and anger and frustration. It causes you to, like, get aged quicker, okay? It causes your energy to drop. It doesn't even matter, okay? You know you're getting it fixed, just focus on the result of getting it fixed. Don't focus on the problem. Don't give it any credibility. It's no big deal. Nothing's a big deal, okay? The more attention you pay to an enemy, the stronger you make them. So, that's like the negative. Think of negativity as your enemy. So it could be lack of finances. It could be lack of health, meaning you don't have enough money and you're overweight and fat and you don't like that. You have to focus on, you have plenty of money, you have $1 billion, you have $100 million, you have $10 million, you have $100,000, whatever it is that you feel like you can get, and you're healthy, you have six-pack abs, you're very strong, you're very fast, okay, you're very powerful. Focus on what you want. The enemy is the negativity, it's what you don't want. You got to focus on the friend, the positivity. The more, I just said that one actually. If there is something you want but can't have it, ignore it. So that just goes along with the title. Just simply ignore it. That's the best thing that you can do. So, acknowledging others opens you to being influenced. Now, you have to acknowledge others. You have to appeal to other self-interest. That's the easiest way. You know, someone asks you how you're doing, you like, oh yeah, I'm very well. How are you doing? They say something, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, do you like that? You're opening yourself up to hearing what they have to say, but you can't be influenced by what they have to say. You have to acknowledge it, and then you have to run your game. You have to run your focus. You have to run what you want to do. Run it means play it. Say it. It's like, let's say you're recruiting them to your purpose, your cause, your mission. They say something, you get them chatting a little bit, mention your thing. Hey, you know, I have this new company, you'd be great for it. Ignore what infuriates you. So, whatever pisses you off, just simply ignore it. Don't let it infect you. Anger's like an infection. Anger's like a disease. We have this whole coronavirus thing going on. You have to ignore it. If you focus on it, it's going to infect you. Or your chances of getting infected are way higher. Just simply ignore it. It doesn't exist to you. Okay? Sickness does not exist. Only health exists. The more you want something, the more you chase it, the more it moves away. Now, listen, you've probably heard this with money and women. The more you chase them, the more they move away. So you got to just fall back. Now, there's certain times you're going to have to chase, okay? You're going to have to go out there and get it. You just have to. You can't just sit back and expect everything to come to you. At least I haven't mastered that level of awareness or manifestation. Maybe someone else has. I don't know. I just know that there's sometimes I have to go get it. It's like, let's say you run a business and you're marketing on social media, or let's say you want to get a woman. You're going to have to reach out to her sometimes, you know? Unless you're like maybe some guru or a magician or some billionaire, maybe they'll all reach out to you, but I feel like for everyone there's going to be those times you have to go get what you want. So, show less interest and you will attract. Like I just said, go ahead and try it out. Maybe you're showing too much interest to certain things. Be like, oh, you know, I'm not interested, and see if you attract more. I'm going to try it right now. I'm not interested in money. Okay, I'm not interested in women. See if I attract more. Commitment and engagement often weaken you. So, like the other law we say, commit to no one but yourself. Okay? When you're committing to others, when you're engaging with others, it can weaken you, but sometimes it's going to strengthen you. Strategic partnerships for power, obviously, they work. It's like finding that fat cow and milking it. So you got to be careful who you commit to, because it can weaken you. but it doesn't weaken you 100% of the time. Sometimes it's going to make you stronger. Act as if what you want but can't have doesn't interest you. Okay, so I've wrote down the main point of this a few different ways, and I've said it a few different ways. So if you can't have it, if it bothers you, ignore it. Never show something has affected you or that you are offended, okay? Don't let things bug you and don't show it. We just talked about that in a previous law. If something bugs you, ignore it, and even if it gets to you, don't let it be said that it bothered you. Just plain, straight up ignore it, you know? Don't let people see that you've been affected by it. The reversal, most small troubles will disappear, some will grow bigger. So you got to monitor all your problems so that they don't get out of control, so that they don't get out of hand. Most small problems will just simply go away, okay? And I just did that because I was like, my camera might be overheating, but I'm almost done with this one anyway. So, learn to see dangerous problems in minor irritations. So, on one hand, you have a small thing. It could grow into a huge problem and cause you a bunch of troubles. One hand, it could just be a small problem that goes away. Like a small cut. You don't go to the doctor and take a bunch of medicine. It's going to probably make you worse. You just let it heal up naturally, and you're all good, okay? So, you got to know when to stop and put effort into annihilating, taking out the problem before it gets bigger, and when to just say, hey, time's going to take care of this, alright? So, that was Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge, so simply ignore everything that you cannot have. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, get notified, go ahead and message me, book a one-on-one strategy session. I guarantee I can install more power into you just like that.